Today, we're talking about the biggest mistake in Mortal Kombat history. That's right, even bigger than Mortal Kombat 1 and all of its fumbles. Because this decision will lose millions of dollars. And no, I'm not exaggerating. If you thought turning Reptile into a CGI lizard boy was gross, then you ain't seen nothing yet. Shaving Jade's head seems like a tiny issue compared to this. That's right, because the Mortal Kombat 2 movie disaster will go down in history and be taught in film schools for decades to come. So yeah, I want to talk about it because this can't be allowed to happen again. Fans were actively spit on for no good reason, and the entire situation was completely avoidable. That's completely with a K, by the way. But yeah, this film was set up to be a slam dunk. It was ready to go, but then some idiot bricked it, made the ball miss the basket completely. Somebody up top with way too much power made the dumbest decision imaginable. By the way, this video is not about the actors, the writers, or even the movie itself, so please don't go after any of them, because I'm not making this video to roast anyone, honestly. This video is just a case study about how to murder a film before it even releases, and I'm hoping that nobody else does this same thing in the future. In other words, it's a tough love lesson, alright? My intentions are pure for this video. So if you like what you see, leave a like down below for better Mortal Kombat movies in the future, and also the handling of those movies. Leave a like down below for that, and if you enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing because I'm trying to reach 500,000 before 2026. So let's do it together, and without any further ado everyone, let's discuss the Mortal Kombat disaster. About 2 months ago, give or take, the Mortal Kombat 2 movie was looking fantastic. The trailer alone set records, with more views than any other Red Band trailer in history. That's a pretty big deal. Longtime fans and even normies were excited to see this movie at the end of October, just in time for Halloween. The timing could not be better. Then right before that, we had Comic-Con to hype up the movie. The Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection was dropping too, right before the movie. All the dominoes were stacked up perfectly and ready to go. In all honesty, I'd never seen a movie marketed this well, with so many outside factors coming together to hype it up. It was amazing. Which begs the question, why did you delay it by over half a year? Yeah, that's right. For anyone who still doesn't know, the movie's been canceled for half a year. We can't watch this thing until summer, which is wild because early screenings have already happened. Yeah, there's people walking around with eyeballs that have already seen the movie in its entirety, the whole darn movie. I actually know a couple of people personally who've seen the film and said, yeah, you're gonna love it. They told me this over 2 months ago, so imagine my disappointment when the film gets delayed for this long. Yeah, it's wild. And to keep it short, this film's gonna lose millions, alright? It absolutely will, because you can't delay a movie for half a year without consequences. And listen, okay, listen, I'm gonna pull you in close. If there was a good reason to delay this movie, I'd be okay with it, alright? But there wasn't. The film got delayed because the trailer did well. Yeah, I'm not joking. The trailer did so well that somebody up top decided, let's release the movie in summer because summer blockbusters get more views, more people buy tickets, and therefore more money. Since the audience for this movie is so big, let's delay it until summer because that's when people buy. Idiots, absolute simpletons to do that. Literally everyone who watched that world-breaking trailer with all the views expected this film to drop at the end of October. There was also posters, toys, all sorts of promotional stuff, some of which was signed, and guess what? The date is wrong on these things now! Because you goobers delayed the movie for doing too well, for being too hyped, for the fans re-watching the trailer too many times. Their support got them punished. You spit in the face of the fans. How dare you do that? Oh my god, I'm getting heated. Let's break down all the reasons why this decision was one of the worst in film history, and that's no exaggeration. We already talked about number one. The reason for delaying the film was stupid, and honestly, I hope they're lying. Fingers crossed, I hope there's something really wrong with this movie, and that's why they're actually delaying it, but they've said that's not the case. There's no reshoots, nothing is being changed about the film. So next up, let's talk Comic-Con. That's big mistake number two. This was meant to hype up the movie. Mortal Kombat 2 had its own panel with the actors and all that good stuff, meant to make people excited for this film that's now releasing over 7 months later. Are you kidding me? But hey, they moved it forward a week. Ain't that nice? They're clearly listening. Oh my god. Why? Now the new poster is wrong too. There was a new poster with a different release date and it's wrong. It was given out at this Comic-Con and the release date is still wrong. They changed it for the summer, but then the release got moved forward a week, so now it's wrong again. I could not be this inept if you paid me. Even if you gave me money to make the worst decisions possible, I could not do it this well. In summary, originally this Comic-Con was was going to happen right before the movie released. Get existing fans excited and possibly get new eyeballs on the movie to get them excited as well. More tickets, you get the idea, yada yada yada. It was perfect. But the movie delay makes the entire thing pointless. Why'd they do that? Then you have the poster, which is mistake number 3 I wanted to talk about. It's a collector's item, right? Released only at this Comic-Con, and the date's wrong, which is hilarious. You have this collector's item from Comic-Con and the release date for the movie is wrong. That is hilarious. Rest in peace to anyone who bought this thing. It's still a collector's item, but man, it's just wrong. How embarrassing is that? Next up, we have the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. It's releasing very soon, celebrating the first 4 games in Mortal Kombat history over a decade of arcade-era classics. And clearly, this was meant to hype up the movie as well, because it drops right before the original release. But now, with the delay, it makes 0 sense. Somebody somewhere did an amazing job lining up all this stuff to happen right before the movie releases, only for someone else to ruin it. This guy on the left is a genius. This person on the right is a complete idiot. And that's complete with a K, by the way. But wait, there's more. It only gets worse from here. You think I'm joking, but I'm not, because don't forget about the Mortal Kombat movie costumes. That's right, in Mortal Kombat 1, they got released months before the film, clearly to get everyone excited for the movie. Now with that said, they got released way earlier than planned, I think, because Mortal Kombat 1 was cut short by WB, just like Mortal Kombat 11 was, for no good reason. Help me, I'm taking crazy pills out here. This big, massive, billion-dollar company is making some of the simplest mistakes possible. It's no wonder they're being sold again. That's right, WB is getting sold again, most likely. I don't think it's official just yet, but it's 99% gonna happen. Why do you keep doing this, WB? Please stop shooting your foot at all times. But yeah, I digress. These movie costumes were meant to promote Mortal Kombat 2, but now they've released over a full year before the movie, making their promotion completely pointless. The money spent making these costumes will not benefit the movie. Now thankfully, I'm sure a good amount of people bought them because these costumes look dope. I'm personally a fan of the movie costumes. I think they look good in Mortal Kombat 1, but it's not going to help the movie 1 ounce. And that's because the Mortal Kombat 2 movie has been delayed for so long. Real quick, let's talk about Todd Garner. No hate sent his way, please. That's not what this video is for. I just wanted to mention his damage control on Twitter because this poor guy keeps having to apologize for the film delay. And I'm guessing it's not his fault the movie got extended until summer, alright? I don't think it was his decision. But regardless, he keeps having to explain why it got delayed or just saying, yeah, I understand you're upset. He keeps having to do that and you can tell it's getting him salty, right? He's not happy about it. Now, if by some chance Todd Garner is the reason why this film got delayed, then he deserves all of this, honestly. No actual hate or threats of any kind, right? Not that, but everyone complaining about the film getting delayed and asking why it's not releasing this month, yeah, he deserves all that. And when this movie does eventually bomb, or at least fall way flat of expectations because it's been delayed for so long that everyone lost hype, that's gonna fall on someone's shoulders too. I don't think Todd Garner was the one responsible. If he was, then he deserves all the criticism. Oh yeah, Comic-Con showed a fight between Johnny and Baraka, but nobody leaked it or is even talking about it anymore. So yeah, the fight must not be very good. Not even a leaked video, no bootlegging whatsoever. That gives me doubts. Well, rather, it has me worried the fight scene is not good. Otherwise, everybody would be talking about it, right? They'd be giving the play-by-play, drawing it out in storyboards, all that cool stuff. Because Comic-Con does sneak previews all the time for its guests. Because you pay money to go there, you get access to special stuff before everybody else, including early screenings of fight scenes or just trailers in general, right? This happened for Endgame and also, Infinity War, yeah, it had early previews too at Comic-Con, but guess what? Someone recorded it and leaked it, because that's what happens when people are actually excited about something. But next up is point number 8, if you're keeping count. How is WB gonna keep hyping this film up for over half a year more? This might be the biggest critique of the entire video, because they have to make new trailers and more promotional material to get hype back for this film in the few months later. Otherwise, there's no way to renew hype for this movie. People are gonna forget, so that means new money on new trailers. No, seriously, now they have to make new promotional material and trailers to get everyone excited again, which means spending more money, and the film will make less money than it would have in October because of the delay. So this is unironically one of the worst financial decisions in film history, because delaying the film is gonna lose it money, most likely, alright, 90% likely. There is a tiny sliver the film makes the same money it would have in October, but it's not likely. But then over here, we have the extra expenses and costs for more trailers, new promotions, new events probably too to hype it up. So So for example, another Comic-Con or some nerd equivalent to that has to happen to promote this thing, which means more money on a film that's already gonna lose money because it's been delayed. Now with all this said, the film could still be good. Not great because we have Bald Jade, and that means the film's not gonna be great. It will never be great because someone who makes that decision clearly doesn't know what they're doing. We know that from a mile away. If you make Jade bald, you likely change more stuff in more dumb ways, which is gonna upset fans. I doubt that Bald Jade is the worst thing in this movie by far. There's gonna be other changes to the story or characters that's gonna upset people even more, meaning this film will never be great. It could be good. It definitely could be good, even possibly better than the previous film in 2021. But then again, that bar is kinda on the floor. I didn't hate the film. It was exactly what I expected. So not great, but also not terrible. It fell somewhere in the middle. Rest in peace, Goro, my sweet dear prince. And to Cole Young, you're a terrible character, but it's not your fault. You were shoehorned in for a terrible reason. Can't have a white guy being the main character, except in the sequel when we're totally doing that. Yeah, I don't have super high hopes for Mortal Kombat 2, but I do think it could be a good movie. Okay, real quick, despite all of this, it's worth mentioning that Mortal Kombat 3 has already been greenlit. That's right, the next movie is already set to go, fully funded, all that. Announced at Comic-Con itself to get everybody excited despite this film not even airing yet. It could flop, it could be really bad, fans could hate it. And yet the WB still approved the third movie. The threequel is on its way. Yeah, WB might be the worst ran company on earth at this moment. It could redeem itself, but right now, oh my goodness, no self-awareness whatsoever. It reminds me of Velma that got 2 seasons despite the first season not being done airing yet and the fans already hating it a lot, which was also made by WB, so yeah, that checks out. Oh, alright everyone, I'm losing my voice. If you enjoyed today's video, which I hope you did, I put so much energy into it, leave a like down below if you enjoyed. And then for anyone new, finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.